Rubin, your friendly neighborhood modern mystic, energy healer, divine light channel. What's going on? Today's the day for things to happen. Why is that? Because I have your 3-card spread here and I felt like saying those words. All right, it's the end of the week. The weekend approacheth, and here we are. In the recent past, we have the magic stream reversed. Interessante. Let's learn about it. Present moment, Dragon's Lair, Scale We, Outcome card, Sad Embrace reversed. Okay, I have no idea what this is about. Let's find out. The magic stream reversed. Very interesting. Because so if you guys remember, once again, the outcome card in the reading I did Monday, I believe the outcome card was the magic stream. And the magic stream talks about how everything's interconnected. And we want to remember in our lives that when we're creating something, we're not really creating in a vacuum the way we sometimes think we are. We're creating things, and everything we create and say and do and don't create and don't say contributes to the magic stream, and the stream contributes back to us, and so on and so forth. So in the recent past, we have the magic stream reversed, and we have the squeezle dog running around in a reverse position. You guys, this is, look at me, closet door open, shit on the bed, hair not brushed. It's that kind of Friday where we're just being who we are. We're just being people. We're not perfect here. We're humans with challenges and unbrushed hair. In a reverse position, the magic stream card represents swimming against the current. This is in the recent past. There are times when effort and sheer willpower result in victory and celebration, but this is not one of them in the recent past. You can't force inspiration and you can't manufacture creativity lest you borrow too heavily from others' ideas. Neither can you make someone love you or orchestrate a series of events that might place you in a more favorable position. Now is the time to drop the trying and jump into the stream and float. Immerse yourself in the experience of being fully present with whatever is true for the moment. You'll never step in the same river twice anyway. I need to hear that whole thing again. I don't know about you. In the recent past, somehow we've been in this situation. There are times when effort and sheer willpower result in victory and celebration, but this, in the recent past, is not one of them. You can't force inspiration and you can't manufacture creativity lest you borrow too heavily from others' ideas. Neither can you make someone love you or orchestrate a series of events that might place you in a more favorable position. So this is about pushing the river, and it's about being in force as opposed to flow. Now is the time to drop the trying and jump into the stream and float. Immerse yourself in the experience of being fully present with whatever is true for the moment. So it's a surrender card. So in the recent past, you've had to surrender something. Isn't that always the way? I don't know a life where I'm not constantly surrendering something, but I feel like you're lucky. You go. If you just had 1 week where you had to fucking surrender your push energy, it's been my whole life. Okay. Present moment, Dragon's Lair, dun dun dun, let's learn about it, don't panic. You are always protected and divinely directed. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating, like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you'll be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is greater value in risk-taking than remaining unchallenged. New territories are waiting to be discovered. This is a tricky and very interesting card. I'll tell you something. This was the card I kept getting and kept getting and kept getting when I moved from Colorado to New York. And I'll tell you, my gut, I did not want to go to New York. I didn't really have any personal interest, but spiritually I kept getting, go to New York, go to New York, go to New York. Then I would pull cards and the card would be like, okay, bitch, but watch out. It was very confusing. I retrospectively can tell you that time in New York was some of the most beautiful, wonderful, educational. I lived in this stunning condo on this beautiful river and made such good friends. I miss you guys. If anybody from Beacon, New York is watching today, I think about Beacon all the time. Beacon is a magical land of mystery, magic, and wonder, and I miss it. That being said, I also had a really hard time when I was there. I hurt my ankle really badly and was injured for 3 months and had a scooty thing, and it was in a lot of pain. And I was hustling all the time to like pay for this stunning place, it worked, but it was a ton of work. And then I hated the Northeast winter and it was hard on my body. And my dog like got sick a lot. Her stomach was always hurting and she was always puking and having problems outside, and she hated the cold. And then I reacted very badly to the COVID vaccine, like went to the ER a couple times, then got COVID after I took the vaccine, which I wasn't gonna do, and then I did it, and then I got COVID anyway, and that almost killed me. It was a very difficult year. It was dangerous. There are also creative things I started to lean into there, and things I explored and experimented with in New York City, getting back into acting in the city and all kinds of stuff, that I can honestly say I wouldn't know how I feel about it now if I hadn't gone and done that time there, and I wouldn't have the friends I made there. I wouldn't trade those friends for anything. You know who you are if you're seeing this video. I could never feel physically comfortable on the land there. The land had this like stingy vibration coming up from the earth that drove me insane. I felt like I was constantly being low-grade electrocuted. It was not comfortable. So I had to get out of there. But I'll tell you, it was after a year when consciousness was like, yeah, now it's time to go. In other words, my gut was like, I'm afraid, because it knew it was going to be challenging. But consciousness was like, you got to go and learn these things. I went and learned the things, and I am clear now. I'm the kind of lady who, I sometimes don't really know a thing until I do the thing. That's just part of how I am. So I had to experience it and to really know the thing that at the time I only understood conceptually. But that never would have been enough for me. I'm far too stubborn and creative. I would have been like inventing reasons why I should have gone to New York. I should have gone to New York. Well, I went to New York and I found out I'm all set with New York. All done. Wrap that one right up. So it's not all bad with this card is what I'm trying to say. Don't be afraid that you won't be taken care of. Because remember, the opening line with this card is you are always protected and divinely directed. Even when the thing you're walking into is scary and hard. And you have free will and don't have to choose it. The outcome is the upside down sad embrace. Very interesting. I don't think I've ever read the upside down position, the reverse position. Okay. Here's the reverse position. So this is relevant for the coming 4 to 5 days. Are you suffering over your suffering? Do you feel that life is treating you unfairly and that you've been robbed or deprived of what you're entitled to? Do you long for a love that eludes you or the success that has been bestowed upon others? Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of the ego. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. If you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip, unable to breathe freely. The only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Trials and tribulations build character, which is its own gift. Find something to be grateful for and take responsibility for your part in all matters. However painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved and will not be left adrift forever. Have faith, for this too shall pass. You are not a victim, only a traveler on a hero's journey. It's okay to be disappointed for now, but know that someday you'll look back and see great value in this experience. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. Boy, this is a deep spread, you guys. Just reminders on this outcome. Are you suffering over your suffering? Do you feel life is treating you unfairly? You've been robbed and deprived of what you're entitled to. We want to remember that on the spiritual path, okay, entitlement, arrogance, pride, ego, these are all energies that keep us out of alignment with our correct, best, highest, and best life. When I go to entitlement, for me, how I know this is true is that when entitlement hits me, it's very hard and tight on my chest. Excuse me. When my chest is tight and hard, I can't receive from the universe what it's trying to give, including the love of the people right in front of me. I have my walls up. All character defects, as we call them in the 12-step program, or you could say qualities a person can take on that are not spiritually oriented, they close the heart and they block the sunlight of the spirit. So that's what she's talking about here. She's saying, do you feel you've been treated unfairly, robbed or deprived of what you're entitled to? Entitlement robs us of the sunlight of the spirit, blocks us from it. Do you long for a love that eludes you or the success that has been bestowed upon others? So that's longing or yearning and envy, both of which also create walls on the heart that block the sunlight of the spirit. Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of ego. They sure fucking do. I can speak to that myself. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. If you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip, unable to breathe freely. The only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Trials and tribulations build character, which is its own gift. Find something to be grateful for. Take responsibility for your part in all matters. My God, this is a 12-step spread today. So the magic stream in the recent past reversed is reminding us like we were in a kind of push the river state. We were in a, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to force it into happening. I want it to happen on my terms. And we may have, because it's reversed, been pushed into a state of surrender. Present moment is the dragon's lair. Things are exciting but dangerous, but you're always taken care of. So even if you're led towards something that you know has danger in it, you will be taken care of, but you also don't have to choose it. And the outcome is a reminder to surrender those energies and those spiritual, what is the opposite of a spiritual principle? Those egoic patterns of thought and feeling that we have that come over our heart, like entitlement, envy, yearning, longing. Those are, I can tell you guys, so many things I want to say about this. I was really lucky to have a lot of all of those my whole life and have them almost kill me, have it like really, really hurt my heart to have those energies on them, such that I had to find a way to soften them. And for me, therapy and understanding it with my mind didn't do it. Some people, it does do it for them. Like you could think your way into not being resentful. I could not. The only way to free myself of resentment was to get love into my heart to soften the wall of resentment. Love or divine lights can soften any egoic pattern. The mind cannot always do that. You ever notice how you're putting your positive thoughts on top of a lot of emotional pain that you haven't processed? That's because, and then how you just feel like your life is forward, one step forward, 3 steps back, or like kind of eking forward, but not flowing forward. That's because it doesn't matter how many positive thoughts you put on top of a heart that is carrying a lot of unprocessed emotional energy. It just doesn't work that way. So that's where we're sort of obligated spiritually and emotionally to really process all the energy stuck on the heart. I'll wrap up with this because I'm now late for a client. But I want to say, if you're not sure if you're carrying or if you're in denial about how much emotional energy you're carrying that's unprocessed, ask yourself how much your body hurts. Is your body going through a lot right now? If there's a lot of pain in your body or just discomfort or fatigue or patterns in the body that won't seem to go away, the body is always communicating to us about unprocessed emotional energy in the heart, always. Physical symptoms, they just harden over time into what we call disease. But if you can catch them before they've fully hardened into disease, you can heal them through the heart. And that's my personal experience, and that's Spiritual Teaching 101. I love you guys so much. I do have a reduced price healing special and a reduced price human design reading special running through the end of day today. The numbers for all that are attached to this video, and I love you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves.